Her name was Queen Serenia Cathalis, ruler of the Exwardige Dominion. But now she was no more than a fugitive, her own palace bombarded by rebel warlords seeking her throne. She was not just hunted by humans, but by her own kind. Elias built a makeshift shelter inside a cavern, lighting a small fire. Serenia watched him cautiously, her posture regal even in exhaustion. "You've doomed yourself, Terran," she said. "Do you know what it means to touch me, to save me? Both our peoples would brand you traitor." Elias smirked faintly. "Then it's a good thing I don't care much for politics." Despite herself, a laugh escaped her lips, a soft, musical sound. It was the first time she'd smiled in days. In the days that followed, they survived together. Elias hunted strange beasts for food while Serenia, though weakened, guided him through poisonous plants and deadly terrain with knowledge only a Exwardige native could possess. At night, beneath alien constellations, they spoke. Elias told her of Earth, of oceans that stretched beyond the horizon, of forests that sang with life. Serenia, in turn, told him of her ancestors, how the Exwardige were once a people of peace before warlords twisted their empire into endless conquest. "You don't sound like the monster I was taught to hate," Elias admitted one evening. "And you," Serenia replied, her golden eyes lingering on him, "don't sound like the savage I was told humans were." Slowly, the walls built by propaganda began to crumble. Part 2, Betrayal in the Skies. But peace never lasted long. One dawn, as Elias prepared to scout for supplies, the roar of engines shattered the silence. Rebel skiffs descended from the sky, scanning the terrain. Serenia's people had found them. "They want me alive," she whispered, "so they can use my execution to unite the clans." Elias tightened his grip on his rifle. "Then they'll have to go through me first." The battle was chaos. Plasma fire scorched the rocks as Elias darted between cover, firing precise bursts. He fought like a man possessed, protecting the queen not as an enemy but as someone whose life mattered. Serenia, though untrained in war, used her knowledge of energy fields to overload one of the rebels' weapons, creating a shockwave that sent enemies sprawling. But there were too many. A rebel warrior seized Serenia, holding a blade to her throat. "Your reign ends here," the warrior sneered. Elias didn't think. He launched himself forward, tackling the warrior with reckless abandon. The blade grazed his arm, burning flesh, but Elias wrestled the weapon free and drove his elbow into the alien's throat. The rebel collapsed, gasping. When the last of the skiffs retreated, the cavern was littered with smoke and scorched bodies. Elias slumped against a wall, bleeding. Serenia rushed to his side, her hands trembling as she pressed them to his wound. "Why would you risk your life for me again?" she demanded, voice breaking. Elias met her gaze, his breath ragged. "Because somewhere along the way, it stopped being about duty." Her golden eyes softened, glistening with unshed tears. Part 3, The Heart's Choice. Weeks passed. They wandered deeper into the mountains, evading patrols, always moving. Somewhere between survival and trust, something unspoken grew between them. Elias caught himself studying her when she wasn't looking, the grace in her movements, the fire in her eyes when she spoke of rebuilding a better world. Serenia, for her part, found herself drawn to his stubborn loyalty, his refusal to bow even in the face of overwhelming odds. One night, as the alien moons bathed the cliffs in silver light, Serenia stood before him, her crown of cracked crystal in her hands. "Among my people," she began softly, "to share battle and blood is to share destiny. You've saved me not once but twice. That bond cannot be broken." Elias froze, realizing the weight of her words. "Serenia," She stepped closer, her golden eyes shimmering. I am queen not because of birthright, but because my people believe in me. Nay, I find myself believing in you. You've shown me a strength no warrior of my kind possesses, the strength to see me not as a weapon or a crown, but as a woman. She took his hand and placed her crown against his chest. Elias Vey of Terra. Will you accept what tradition demands? Will you accept me not as your queen but as your mate? The air seemed to still. Elias felt his heartbeat thunder. He had never imagined this moment, never imagined love blooming in the ashes of war. But looking into her eyes, he knew the truth. Yes, he whispered. 1,000 times yes. And under the alien sky, she pressed her lips to his, a union of two worlds once sworn to destroy each other. Part 4. A throne reclaimed. Their union did not go unnoticed. Word spread across the Exward dominion that their queen lived, and that a human warrior fought by her side. Many rebels scoffed, but others, tired of endless bloodshed, saw hope in this unlikely bond. Together, Elias and Serenia rallied loyalists. He trained her guard with human tactics, turning desperate soldiers into disciplined fighters. She, in turn, inspired the people with speeches of unity, promising an end to tyranny. The final battle came at the gates of her shattered palace. Thousands clashed, steel against plasma, war cries shaking the heavens. Elias fought at Serenia's side, every strike fueled not by hatred, but by love. When the rebel warlord fell, the battlefield went silent. The people knelt not out of fear but out of reverence. Serenia stood tall, Elias's hand in hers. No longer shall we be conquerors, she declared to her people. No longer shall hatred guide us. From this day forward we choose peace with each other and with the stars themselves. The Exwardich roared in approval. Part 5. The Queen's Vow. Later, in the grand hall rebuilt from ruins, Serenia turned to Elias before the gathered assembly. Before all who witness, she said, her voice strong, I bind myself to the one who saved me, not as queen to subject, but as woman to man. Elias Vey is my chosen, my equal, my heart. Elias, dressed not in a soldier's uniform but in ceremonial robes gifted by her people, took her hand. And I vow, he said, to stand by you, not as conqueror or conquered, but as partner. Together, we'll build something greater than war. Cheers erupted as Serenia leaned forward, sealing their vows with a kiss. From that day forth, the story of the human who saved an alien queen was told across galaxies, not as legend of war, but as a testament to love that defied worlds.